Okay, we're going to be looking at 4 different tools that are reader type tools that we can use to try to read the wafers in the lock without disassembly of the lock. The first one here is the Cobra reader, which is manufactured by Lockmasters. The second one is called an Easy Reader. The third one is called an Accu Reader by Locktech. And the fourth one is a Lishi 2-in-1 tool. All of these are for the Ford 8-cut lock, for the door lock, to measure the wafers that are in positions 1 through 6. Okay, these are the first 2 reader tools that we're going to look at. This one is called a Cobra Reader by Lockmasters. The second one is called an Easy Reader. Both of these are for the Ford 8-cut lock. And the way they work is there's going to be obviously a tool we push into the lock. It's going to have a slot. There's going to be a slide that we can push back and forth to release the wafers that are trapped and to measure them. The Easy Reader, the little slide tool comes out, is the main difference with it. The Cobra Reader also has a little light that comes on, which is helpful at night sometimes. Both tools have some type of marking on the reader so you know how far it is into the lock. They both have a scale, and there'll be a mark on the slider that will line up somewhere on the scale. On this side here, towards the tip, this would be a 1 cut, and then going back towards the bowl of the key, that would be a 5 cut. The footer's cut towards the bow. So if it were lined up like this right here, that would be a 1 cut. And you can see the same is true for the Easy Reader. I'm going to show you how to use these. But basically, now as I'm showing you on the actual vehicle how to use these, it's not that easy to get a close-up of the scale once the key is in the lock. So you can see here that this would be a 3 if it were lined up with the middle mark. There's 5 possible depths on the Ford 8-cut. If it's back here, that would be a 5 cut. And it's just barely making out the little mark on the slider. It's lined up with a 5, and then towards the tip of the key, that would be a 1. Now the third reader I'm going to demonstrate is called an Accu Reader by Locktech. And again, they have these for different locks. This is for the Ford 8-cut door lock. And you'll notice that they come with 2 reader keys. One for deeper wafers and one for the more shallow wafers. They are numbered on the key. This one here, this is 1 through 4, and then 5 through 8. These can be used in ignition locks if they are non-sidebar locks, and that's why it goes up through 8. The door key obviously only has 6 wafers, but that's why you see the 7 and 8. Now this reader works a little different in that it uses these measuring sticks. And they have one set of measuring sticks for the Huff locks and a set of sticks for the non-Huff locks. And that is a feature that I like about this tool, is that it does distinguish between the 2 locks. There is obviously a slight difference. This little slide tool works much like the little slide tool for the Cobra Reader and the Easy Reader. It's going to, in this case, so it's not going to actually read the wafers. It's only used to get the tool into the lock and then to release the wafers. And again, I'm going to demonstrate that. Just so you can see what I'm doing, is it's going to be easier to show you right here than it is going to be at the vehicle, that once the reader key is trapped the correct wafer, we're going to try each one of the measuring sticks, and we're going to slide it in very carefully. And if it stops here, this is a number 5 reading stick, that would be a 5 cut if it stops here. If it goes on a little further to here, we know that's no, okay, it's not a 5. And then we'd put that measuring stick aside, and we would go to the number 4 measuring stick and just go through like that, 5, 4, 3, 2. When you come to one that works, you stop, and like I say, if none of them work, then you know it's a 1 cut. Okay, now this reading tool is what's called the Lishi 2-in-1 pick and reader. It's for the 4 to 8 cut lock, and it picks the lock to an open position, and then it measures the wafer. In my opinion, this is a more accurate measuring device because it actually, the part of the wafer that we're trying to measure, it traps it against the shell. So there's a known distance there. And the way it works, it has a little handle here that acts like a tension tool so you can pick the lock. It's got 2 picks, one for the top pick, if you look here at the end right here, one for the top wafers and one for the bottom wafers. You can see them both there. There is a scale to help you line up with each of the wafers and then to actually read the wafer. So that now if we take the one where we push up, that's actually reading the bottom wafers, and if we have the pick where we pull down, that's actually the top wafers in most locks. Now again, we have to check and see if the lock is, most locks the top is going to be the 2, 4, and 6 wafers. But we cannot say absolutely positively that every lock is going to be that way. There are some that are not like that. There are some where 2, 4, and 6 are on the bottom. So again, assuming it's the 2, 4, and 6 are on top, that would be this bottom pick here. And so, for example, if you wanted to read the number 6 wafer, you would simply line up the tip of this little reader on the 6, and that should put the pick right underneath the number 6 wafer, and you pull down, however far it comes down. This is your scale here, depths 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If it comes all the way down to here, that's a 1. If it comes to right there, that's a 4. Now you can see there's not much difference, but it is enough. It is enough difference on the scale that you can normally determine the cut of the wafer. So again, I'm going to show you how this works. The one disadvantage of the 2-in-1 pick is that I have found some locks that would not pick open within a reasonable period of time. And I say reasonable, if I spend 10 or 15 minutes, then I think that lock has got some problem that it's not going to pick. Most of them are going to pick, and you'll see me pick it, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, the lock should pick open. So the problem with this tool is if the lock does not pick open, you cannot use the reader. But I really do like this tool, and most locks will pick open, but I always carry a backup just in case it won't pick. Okay, now all of these tools, well, the first 3 tools here come with directions, and basically you can simply follow the directions and learn how to use these tools. The Lishi tool does not come with directions. They are available for an extra price. Basically, they have a book that they try to sell on how to use the Lishi tools. But I'm going to show you how to use it, and it's not real difficult, but there's probably tips in their book that may be helpful. Please take just a moment to like the video and also subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.